How to make a simple cat pendant. It's 14 gauge aluminum, 24 gauge non-tarnished silver wire, probably plated, some pliers, some cutters. Hopefully this will work. Draw out the design you want to do. Cut yourself a little bit more than a foot. That's about 28 centimeters, I guess, maybe, something like that. Give yourself a nice, beautiful loop to start, or a swirl rather. Hold it right on the end like that, and just roll it into a loop, and then just, you can keep holding on with the pliers if you want. Get them tight in there, and then just roll, reposition so you don't hurt your wrist, and you can just keep rolling. You can make it a tight swirl or a loose swirl. Once I get it to this point, I just kind of like to use my fingers, but that should be good. And right, helps if you draw out your pattern. So make sure you do that. Makes it so much easier. So if you do not have any paper or pen, stop right now and go to the store. Get a sharp corner right there. Bam. Some of these corners you want to make nice and sharp. To get them sharper, you can squeeze them right on each side of the corner like this and like this. And that pulls it straight again, and then you just bend it. You bend it again. Sometimes you hold the sharp corner, bend it at the same time. So that's quite a bit sharper. Okay, now, just a little bend of the cheek. The cat's little cheek, so cute. Okay, coming up. There's a little ear. Let's get it right. Position it just right, or your cat will look like there's something wrong with him. Okay, and we're literally just copying the drawing. The drawing shows the ears overlapping. We're not going to overlap them just yet because we can't overlap them before we hammer. It'll break the wire. When you're hammering wire, you can't have any crisscross parts, because when you hammer it, it'll snap one or both of those parts. All right, so got that. Let's pull it a little tighter. Try to make these ears nice and tight. Yeah, juggling everything. Okay, another sharp corner, pulling it out. And that looks like a teddy bear ear. What is happening? Well, watch this. Just pinch very gently. Got to hold it firmly from every direction, but pinch the very tip of the loop. And you will get more of a little point. Not a perfect point, but a little bit more cat ear. That's kind of still a little bit bigger than I wanted. Okay, that's looking better. Once we can start doing the rest of his head. Okay. Make sure you get a little curve in the top of his head, not much. Just enough so when you put a jump ring there, it won't slide up and down too much. It'll kind of stay in place. Okay. Oh, this kitty is looking so cute. All right. Now have fun with this. It's not going to come out perfect every time. Your cat might look like a raccoon that got hit by a car a couple times. The first few times, just keep practicing. If your cat comes out perfect the first time, then I might need to hire you to do all the future cat videos. Because mine is obviously struggling. But in a cute way, I would say. All right. All right, we're coming to the home stretch. Voila. Okay. Now we go to the anvil fishery, and we cast our line out, and we catch ourselves a little anvil out of the anvil lake. This is a small one, but it'll do the job. And get yourself a nice piece of leather or something soft to put underneath it, nice piece of wood or something firm to put underneath that, and then one of these banger tools to bang it out. All right, let's do that. Now after you hammer it, it'll spread out, be a little bit bigger than your original piece. That's okay. As long as you keep everything, if anything moves out of where you want it to be, you just kind of adjust it, get it back. And then we move on to our 24 gauge silver. I'm gonna take a good amount. Let's say 1.5 feet. Let's just say 2 feet to be on the safe side. And right about here where these two guys cross, we're going to push down the middle of our wire and come around. Okay, and now loose or tight, however you like. Tight is usually better. We're going to start threading this guy. When you thread him, rather than taking the sharp end and trying to poke it through, I mean, sometimes you have to, but you got to be careful, because if a loop starts forming that's going to be pulled tight, it'll turn into a kink and break the wire. So you got to make sure you're watching the flow of your wire and guiding it and adjusting it. But otherwise, the easiest way is to push a loop through and then pull it like that. Okay, so we're just going to keep pushing a loop through like this. Pulling it really tight, pushing it through, pulling it really tight until we get to the base of the swirl. Then we'll come around the other side, pull it tight. Now let's get this side going. Okay, now we just have fun. Which one do you use first? Where do you go? However, whatever you like. Ready? Just going to wrap that up there and across there. Now you can, each time you can stop, you can wrap it around that part of the wire and then, or that part of the frame, and then go across, wrap it around that part, go across. Or you can just zigzag it, because this is going to be, it's going to be tight enough, it'll hold. You can just, it's easier and more fun sometimes to just crisscross all over the place, free form, quickly and with much gusto as you enjoy yourself. So I'm just having these different diagonals play off of each other. No two are completely alike, although, ooh, it looks like I made a little cat face right there. Not meaning to. Okay. Oh, and here's a fun thing right here. I bet I could put a couple eyes going across right there. Tcha! Totally did not plan for that. And I actually needed more wire. I wanted to do more of a tapestry, but let's see what we have here. So take more wire than what I said. These nice little 4mm beads will work for this. I found some little amethysts that are going to be nice. And I'm pressing the amethyst tight into the frame right there, and then I'm going to wrap around it once, like that. And then I'm going to roll it out to position it right where I want it to be. This amethyst actually has somewhat of a little stripe in it that could actually, if I could turn it right, it actually might look like the iris of the cat eye, which, you know, they have these vertical lemon-shaped, not iris, pupil. But we'll see. Maybe you're getting a little crazy here. Okay, get the next one, and you can just string them straight across, but to keep them from being wobbly or bouncing back and forth or whatever, sometimes wrapping it around the stone once helps you to place it a little better. Now it looks like he has spectacles. It's Spectacle Cat. That's okay. Don't let anyone tease you, Spectacle Cat. You're probably very studious. No, you're not going to believe this, but I have just enough wire left to make a little swirl and tuck it somewhere, which I normally do. But if I make a triangular swirl, meaning instead of trying to make the swirl really round, I work more on making it kind of, the camera doesn't want to show you. There we go. It kind of sharp ends there going on. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I had almost enough wire to get there. Well, that's somewhat of a nose. See if we can take this piece and make the nose a little better. There we go. We'll take another 14 inches or so wire, and we'll start again where we started with the other one. We'll just wrap around this part right here once, all the way around once. And then we will begin making more diagonals to try to fill in the tapestry. Now you can make your tapestry straight lines, or you can do like scallop curves, because what it's doing is it's kind of mimicking how a lot of cats have stripes. So whatever you choose to do, see if the curves kind of look nice too, but I'm just going to stick with this straight lines to finish this one. And I hid the sharp ends right here in a little swirl, and then several triangular swirls making up that nose. And because I actually tried it 3 different times, I'm going to put a tiny little drop of E6000 right in there. Boom. You could probably use a little triangle bead or a little tiny chip, or just a round bead for his nose too if you want. And a tiny bit right in there. And boom. Cat pendant.